This is Jeff with Hodgepodge Hoosiers. We're into the orbital sanding now. We're down to 120 and got a long ways to go.
Okay, this is the bottom of the table, and he sanded it to 220.
I went all the way to 220.
Started with 120, 180, and then 220. And he is now putting the coat of stain for the color that we picked out, which is Mocha
From Minwax.
by Minwax. Here's what it looks like. So he'll put this on here and let it dry, and then he's got it taped because he only wants, you know, you don't want the edges or any of the top getting any drippage. So when this dries good, it's going to get, you're going to seal it? You won't seal it yet, will you?
No, it has to wait minimum of 4 hours per the directions on the...
But are you going to seal it before we flip it?
I plan on it.
Okay, so then the bottom would be done. So when we flip it over to stain it and then seal it, then the top will be done. But I'm loving that color.
Now, to all you people out there that's perfectionists, this is the bottom.
Yeah.
There's a few cross-grain scratches and open
Actually,
stuff
I love
did.
that. I love the imperfections.
I did that, and honestly, I left it because it was a lot less sanding to leave some of it.
And it's the bottom.
And it's the bottom, so it really doesn't matter. But however, I did want to finish it, and you must seal it. Because when this thing gets, if you only seal one side, you will create a problem. Don't matter what kind of wood it is, it will start moving. And I'm a little worried about this anyway. But right now, this is what we got. And this is where we're at. But yeah, this is Mocha. And
He's using lint-free towels to wipe this. You do not want any lint getting on here.
that is critical. Because all these little rust places that you do see on the bottom, if you don't have lint free, there'll be lint all over
It'll
that.
catch,
And
yeah.
it's just about impossible to get it off. Steel wool is probably the other way to get it off. So, but yeah, I've went through one of them rags when I first put it on.
And we just bought a box, and it's from Walmart. Wasn't very much, like $6. I'll show you what they look like. Surface prep towels. There's 30 in a box. I think it was like $5.94 at Walmart. And he put this on with a foam brush too, not a regular bristle.
Well, now you can put it on with another bristle. I read on there, I can't remember what they called it now, but I personally like the foam deal. It puts on a little more, and I knew we would want it just a little darker, so that would allow me to let it set a little longer. And honestly, if you want it darker than this,
Put another coat.
wait 2 hours and put another coat and let it set. You can't let it set too long or you can't hardly wipe it. But on this size, 4x7, by the time you get done, you really need to get over and start wiping. Because you'll notice it's actually starting to dry a little bit by feel across the rag. And yes, to all you people that's safety orientated, I usually am, but I forgot. You should be wearing gloves. So this is where we're at right now, though.
Okay, we've got the coat of stain. We use Minwax in the color Mocha, like we had done on the bottom. And this is just one coat of stain. It's been drying most of the day last night, most of the day. We've had the fan on it. Now, next thing we're going to do is get a coat of polyurethane on it. And then after that dries, it needs to be sanded with 220, just a light sand, and then another coat. So we're getting closer to getting this top done, and then as soon as we get the polyurethane all done and dried, we'll get this moved out of the way, and then we've got to start the base. Okay, this is the second coat completely dry. We're wondering if we should put a third coat just to get it smooth. You can kind of feel a little roughness, but it looks pretty good. We used Minwax polyurethane. Let me show you over here. In a warm semi-gloss. So right now we're debating whether it needs a third coat or if we're going to call it done and get ready to start on the base. Okay, he's doing a light block sand with 220. We put the third coat on, decided that it's going to have the fourth coat. So he's just doing a light block sand. Then we're going to put one more coat of the polyurethane and really hope that that's going to be the final coat. Okay, the fourth coat's on. Now we have to let it dry. And then if we decide that's going to be our final coat, it says to let it dry 72 hours before it gets moved. It took 4 coats, but we are finally satisfied with it. Look at that shine. So as soon as this sets, probably another day at least, we're going to get it wrapped up and protected. It'll go ahead and go in the house for now, so we can have this space to start the base. So the tabletop is done.